Lunchtime, party time, absolutely any time. Chicken Express is serving up the next best thing to home cooking. Hot and crispy express tenders, mouth-watering biscuits and rolls, cream gravy, and so many sides to choose from. Golden brown french fries, sweet corn on the cob, crunchy fried okra, and delicious cherry pie. There's always time for Chicken Express because they're serving up the very best.
Welcome to the Shutout, brought to you by Texas Six-Man Sports Network. I'm Clint Gibson, along with my co-hosts Tommy Wells and Roscoe Sparks. We're looking forward to the 2019 season. We're getting ready to kick it off. What do you think about this season, Tommy?
I think it's going to be an outstanding season. You have a lot of great teams on the horizon, some teams that could come up and shock people, and so it should be a really, really great start. Before we start talking about the upcoming season, I think we ought to take the chance and go back and congratulate the Texas Six-Man Coaches Association on their All-Star game that was held in July. At that event, they inducted Vicente Ramirez into the Six-Man Coaches Hall of Fame. It was a well-deserved honor. I know Reese played with Vicente, and you were around at that time. So well-deserved honor. Hats off to the coaches, and looking forward to a great season.
And we're going to travel over week one. We're going over to Gorman, Texas for the Gorman Kickoff Classic. It's going to be exciting. We've got 6 games that are going to be happening within 3 days. What do you got on the first game on Thursday, Roscoe?
Let me tell you what, Thursday at 5 o'clock, you've got Waco Methodist Children taking on the Gordon Longhorns. Now, don't sleep on this Waco team. The record wasn't really there, but that's because of the grueling public school schedule that they took on. These guys have got a triple threat with Reggie Williams, Draymond Bible, and Solomon Harvey. Each of these guys put up over 1,000 yards last year. They're going to be deadly. Then you got taking on a Gordon Longhorn team. They're really a young team. They do have some seniors, but they got a lot of up-and-coming freshmen and sophomores that's really going to have to step up. You got Brandon Mayhem, which is the preseason MVP of District 14, and it ought to be a great game. Don't forget, you got Mike Reed, the head coach of Gordon, one of the best coaches in six-man football.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. This ought to be an outstanding game. Waco Methodist, good squad coming back, lots of speed. Gordon, they have one of the best coaches in six-man football in Mike Reed. And don't forget that behind Mike Reed, if you ever has a question, is one of the legends, Nelson Campbell. So not too much is going to get past those guys.
Well, what's exciting about that is following that game, we've got the Bryson Zephyr game coming up. What do you see on the Bryson Zephyr game?
Okay, so Bryson, they're a young team. They struggled last year. Their record's not really looked too good, but look out because they're young, they're up and coming, and they got Jason Bryles as coach. You know the name. You know where if he's got problems or he needs something, he can pick up the phone and make a call to Bryles. These guys are going to be ready. They've got a tough matchup against an up-and-coming Zephyr team.
And Zephyr, this is a Zephyr team. Hey, shades of Howdy Byers and Noah Williams. Zephyr can light up the scoreboard. I promise you, if you want to go out and see an offense, go see Zephyr. Now, the big question is, can Zephyr stop anybody? Defense is going to be the issue in this game.
Well, stay with us. We'll be back after these messages.
Come down to BJ's Restaurant and Bar in Mingus, Texas for our pizza, subs, wings, salads, and drinks. BJ's Restaurant and Bar. Fresh, friendly, local.
And welcome back to the Shutout. We're going to break down day 2 of the Gorman Classic.
We're going to start off Friday at 5 p.m. We got Dallas UME Prep's going to be taking on the last year's 11-1 Iredell Dragons. Now, the Iredell Dragons, they lost in the regional to eventual state champion Strawn, and I'm going to tell you this team is loaded coming back. They lost a little bit, but you got Hunter Sheffield coming back, and he's going to fill nicely in the running back position. I worry about Dallas UME Prep going to be able to handle this kid, but I think the marquee matchup is going to be the 8 o'clock game, which is number 6 Gorman taking on number 1 Milford Bulldogs.
Absolutely, going to be maybe the marquee game of the whole weekend. Gorman is solid. They lost some kids. They have to replace some numbers and some speed there on offense, but I believe they have the numbers up to do that. And Milford is Milford. You can go all the way back to the 1980s, Henry Coleman and the monster defense. Milford is good, so it should be a marquee game.
Yeah, Gorman is going to have Junior Madera coming back. He was an 1,800-yard rusher last year. He's going to be really good. They're really stepping up. Milford lost Tyron Smith, but they're going to fill right back in. They're loaded at the deep back position with Ricky Pendleton, and they've got a monster up front, and Deshaun Brooks going to be leading that defense. Milford is going to be tough to beat all year long.
Milford is going to be tough, but the thing you got to remember, Gorman has the great equalizer, speed. In six-man football, speed is it, and Gorman has that.
Well, make sure you stay with us as we break down day number 3 of the Gorman Classic after these messages.
Have you been frustrated that your expectations haven't been met for a job that is key to your future? Have projects fallen short of your standards? Do contractors complain that your standards are too high? Hi, I'm Akila, and here at Oakline Floors, we are dedicated to providing the highest level of service for you.
And don't get me started about the showroom. We roll out the red carpet to give your client a warm Texas VIP welcome. Fill out the form below, and we would love to come out and give you a free estimate or send you over our Builders Program pricing. Quality. You stand on it, we stand behind it.
And welcome back to our studio at BJ's Restaurant and Bar in Mingus, Texas, as we break down day 3 of the Gorman Classic.
And day 3 will be an outstanding day for football action in Gorman. We're going to start off with Newcastle and Jonesboro. Newcastle coming back into this season. I believe they bring back every starter from last year. And Jonesboro, a quality program. So it should be an outstanding game, Reese.
Yeah, Newcastle brings back all their starters. Julian Machaca is going to have a whole host of things to do. He's got a 2,200-yard rusher in J.D. Bryce. They're going to be dangerous. Don't sleep on Jonesboro, though. We all know Eddie Gallegos. We know he's a coach. We know he's good with X's and O's. That young team is going to be prepared. Well, then we move into the 8 o'clock game that's going to pit Aquila against Aspermont.
The Cougars and the Hornets. Should be an outstanding game. Both of them are fairly young. Aspermont bringing in a new coach. Should be an outstanding game to come and watch and get to know some of the prospects for later in the season or even next year.
Yeah, Aquila's going to have a tough matchup here because Aquila is going up against Aspermont, who has Rowdy Bradley. Let me tell you, he's got a good name, Rowdy. 2,800 yards on the season last year. They're going to be dangerous. Aquila's going to have to get in the backfield and get him early, or it's going to be over quick.
Gorman Classic will be August 29th through the 31st over at Brogdon Field in Gorman, Texas.
We're going to have 3 days, 6 games, all broadcast on tsmsn.com, powered by Network One Sports. We're going to do pregame shows. We're going to live broadcast the play-by-play, and then we're going to do a postgame show.
Hey, be sure to look for our bus. And come out and join us for some six-man football fun. You'll catch Reese and Clint here on the play-by-play. We'll have some T-shirt giveaways and guaranteed to have a good time.